the people that were supposed to be here, because it's 283 is way back then.
Yeah.
I said something's going on.
Yeah.
It's closed.
Yeah, there's
Huh.
probably reasons.
Okay.
There was a accident just west of Landisburg, we shut it down and cleaned it up,
Darn.
because I came the other direction.
Yeah, I asked him when I came here because Harrisburg Pike was jammed with traffic and Cobra Road.
Yeah, a lot of people were coming on Yellow Goose when I came out. So you ready, Nate?
Yeah.
Okay. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the January 14th meeting of the East Hempfield Township Planning Commission. I'd invite you to join me opening the meeting with a pledge to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, the first thing we need to do this evening is the reorganization of the commission for the new year. I see that Stacy is online. Stacy, like you to be a voting member this evening, since Josh isn't here yet.
Happy to, thank you.
Hey. All right, so the way this will go is I will ask for nominations for the chairman. The nominations will be repeated. For the record, we'll do that until there are no further nominations, and I'll close the nominations, and then we will vote. And then we'll go to the vice chairman and the secretary as well. So I will open the nominations for chairman of the planning commission.
I would nominate Jim Fullerton as chairman of the planning commission.
Okay, Jim Fullerton for chairman. Are there any other nominations? Hearing none, I'll close the nominations for chairman. All those in favor of Jim Fullerton for chairman signify by saying aye.
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 Okay, I think that was all of us. 5-0. Thank you. All right, I'll open the nominations for vice chair.
I'll nominate Ann Byrne as vice chairman.
Ann Byrne for vice chairman. Any other nominations for vice chairman? Hearing none, I'll close the nominations for vice chairman. All those in favor of Ann Byrne for vice chairman signify by saying aye.
Aye.
That would be unanimous as well. All right, then I'll open the nominations for secretary.
Mr. Chairman, I nominate Dwight Rohr for secretary.
Dwight Rohr for secretary. Are there any other nominations? Hearing none, I'll close the nominations for secretary. All those in favor signify by saying aye for Dwight Rohr. Sorry.
Aye.
Aye. 5-0. Okay. That ends that little bit of business. Moving on to the agenda items, the approval of the minutes from our last meeting, which was on December 10th. Are there any additions, corrections?
Mr. Chairman, I believe the minutes reflected the meeting.
Okay. I didn't get a chance.
Oh, you have a correction?
According to my notes, it was Mr. Spangler for Running Pump Road. I'm sorry. Mr. Spangler, seconded by Mrs. Byrne.
Do you remember?
John,
I thought so, but it's that.
I mean, I wrote it down. So,
Okay.
he always
Yeah.
for the running
The
pump,
motion.
the waiver for Running Pump Road was made by Mr. Spangler, seconded by Mrs. Byrne. And it did pass 5-0. So I suggest that modification, correction.
Any others?
No.
I'll make a motion. We accept the minutes as amended this evening.
Seconded.
Okay, we have a motion by Mr. Rohr, seconded by Mrs. Byrne, that we approve the minutes of the December 10th meeting to reflect, with the reflected change that Mr. Spangler made the motion for approving the 200 Running Pump Road modification. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Right. So, Nate, do we need to change the order of the agenda to allow for anybody else to come, or are we doing okay? We're okay.
Showed up.
Okay. Okay, first item is
Got nervous.
S auction storage.
Sorry about that.
Oh, that's okay.
Good evening, Amanda Groff with Harbor Engineering here on behalf of Hess Auction Group. They have a 7.4 acre property in the rural business district. It's currently agricultural. They're looking to put up a storage building just under 10,000 square feet. And this will be a supplementary building for storage for the Hess Auction Group. And their property is two properties to the north at 768 Grace. There won't be any employees and no restrooms in this building. It'll strictly be storage, so there won't be any water or sewer to this building. There are a few parking spaces, or there's one ADA parking space and one regular parking space. The rest of the gravel area there is intended for trailer parking, for their business trailers for Hess Auction Group. The HOP is in progress for access to Greystone Road, and we are requesting several modifications. I believe they're all recommended for approval, with the exception that the one is recommended as a deferral instead of a waiver, but we're fine with that, based on the David Miller letter. I can go through all those if you want, or go through them.
Please.
Excuse me, could you speak into the microphone, please? Just tilt it towards, thank you.
Yeah, is that better? Oh,
That's
Much
better,
better.
much better.
sorry about that. So the first modification is for existing features within 200 feet. So we're requesting a modification to show them within 150 feet of the property. The second one is for the landscape buffer planting strip B. So that one requires a 35-foot buffer strip. And then it has specific planting requirements. So we meet all of the planting requirements, but our request is to shift the plants to the north, basically right up against the gravel area. And that's partially because there's another requirement that I believe it's the shrubs have to be 20 feet from agricultural properties and trees have to be 30 feet. And then we have a stormwater basin that's kind of in the middle, basically on the south side of that property. So we shifted them the whole way to the other side of that basin. So we believe it still meets the intent. It's just the location of them is outside of that 30-foot buffer that's required.
And that's on the west side or on the?
It would be on the
South
south side
side.
of the property, but it kind of wraps around that west side as well.
And there is a sort of a thick hedge there on the line at the south side too, anyway. A
I
bit
believe there's some
of
there.
brush and things growing there, so. It has some screening already.
In general, the zoning ordinance has a conflict on this. It does require for any agricultural use properties for plantings to be the distance she said, so kind of.
Yeah, 'cause you-
Bit with the other buffer.
You don't want the trees to shade the neighbor farmers' land.
I can't tell on my plan, the existing information that you're referencing, I don't know if it's all on this property or on the property to the south.
Yeah, it's about on the line, but yeah.
The next waiver request is regarding the maximum loading ratios. The requirement is 3-to-1 impervious and 5-to-1 total for karst areas. So we do have 3 stormwater facilities, 2 basins and 1 bed. The bed does meet the requirements, and then the basin, one of them doesn't meet for either. It's 9-to-1 total and 5.9-to-1 impervious. And then the second basin is 11.3 total and 1.3 impervious. So the impervious meets, but the total does not. The geologist did support the modification request, that one as well. The next request was regarding the storage facilities or the basins that they drain in between 24 and 72 hours. And that one, basin number one, the total dewatering is 70 hours. So we're a little bit over the 72. Partially because the infiltration rate is so low in that area. But we did also run the back-to-back storm, and that's what the total is based off of the second storm there.
And you're okay with the conditions that were recommended on that?
Yes, we are fine with the condition in the David Miller letter. The next request is regarding the conveyance pipe size in vehicular loading. Minimum required is 15-inch. We're requesting 6-inch. It's really for the roof leader from the building to get to the basins. And I believe DMA was also okay with that. And we do have adequate cover over the pipe, which was noted in the DMA letter as well.
Just a question there, Nate. Should that one be conditional then as well? Since it says provided that the proposed cover is there?
I saw it as more of a comment versus a condition, and they're already meeting it.
They're already meeting. Okay. Okay.
And then the last request is regarding the street frontage improvements. So we're requesting a deferral of curb and sidewalk along Greystone Road. And as I mentioned, we are working with PennDOT on the HOP, which will include the road widening. And then we can provide the grading exhibit that was requested by David Miller.
Okay, were there any questions on any of those modifications? I guess we might as well open it up. Are there any questions on the plan itself? Does anybody have any questions? Okay, if not, then we need to take action on the 6 modifications and then the final plan. So we'll take the waivers and modifications first.
Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion. We recommend to the supervisors approval of modification number 1, 3, and 5, conditional approval of modification number 2 and 4, and a deferral of number 6, subject to staff and engineer comments.
Second. Okay, we have a motion by Mr. Rohr, second by Mr. Spangler, excuse me, that we recommend approval of modifications 1, 3, and 5, conditional approval of modifications 2 and 4, and a deferral of modification 6, subject to the staff and engineer comments. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
That would be unanimous. Don't need any opposed, I guess. Okay, then the final plan.
Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion. We recommend approval or recommend the supervisors approve the final land development plan subject to staff and engineer comments.
Second.
All right, we have a motion by Mr. Rohr, seconded by Mrs. Byrne, that we recommend approval of the final land development plan for the Hess Auto Storage Building Project, subject to all staff and engineer comments. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Motion passes unanimously, 5-0.
Thank you.
All right, next up is the Racket Club West Athletic Club preliminary plan waiver and review of the sketch plan.
That's me as well.
You as well, okay.
So yes, this is for a modification of the preliminary plan, the sketch plan process. This is for the Racket Club West Athletic Club, 6.5 acre property. You might remember this property was recently rezoned from the low-density residential to enterprise. I believe that was in October of last year. And then the sketch plan was before you last month as well. And we were also recently here for the we're here for the sketch plan tonight. We were here for the Padel Court last month.
Right.
Sorry about that. So that was for the stormwater plan. This is now for the next part, which is the building expansion. So that's to the east of their existing building, and it's to add some more indoor courts. These will be specifically for pickleball. The existing indoor facility is for tennis courts.
So it's the gray block in the middle that we're talking about tonight.
Correct.
The other courts that we talked about before are the ones further to the east, close to the road.
Yes, that's correct. And then as part of this, we are also adding parking on the north side of the property, pretty much the whole way along that northern frontage of the access drive. This property does have public water and sewer, and if this is approved tonight, we would move ahead with the land development and we'll address the stormwater and the traffic study and everything else at that time.
What's the screening towards the houses then to the south? Is there vegetation there, trees?
There isn't much existing adjacent to where the building is going. The building expansion is going.
You gonna be adding some or?
I believe that's required, but we haven't looked into all of the landscaping requirements yet.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
it
you'll
would-
want to have some vegetative screening there.
Well,
And
Could
there-
be required because it's different zoning.
There is a requirement for it.
Yeah.
And
It's enterprise
it's
versus.
fairly typical at this point that they don't have it figured out.
Okay.
They'll show it on their final plan. They can reduce some of their screening requirements, so they put fences up. I know they don't have a lot of room, but see what they come up with.
Anybody on Zoom have raised a
No
hand or anything?
comments at
Okay.
least.
Anybody in the audience have questions, comments? Okay. Mr. Johnson?
So that people on Zoom can hear you.
Bob Johnson, 1321 Stevens Street. It looks like you're not replacing any of the existing tennis courts. It looks like there's some space in between the existing outdoor tennis courts, I should say, and the indoor. It looks like you're just using that grassy area.
Correct.
Thank you. Yeah, just sure. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, then for this plan, all we need is a recommendation for the preliminary plan waiver.
Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion to recommend approval of the preliminary plan waiver request for the RCW Athletic Club project, subject to staff and engineering comments.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion by Mrs. Burns, second by Mrs. Reidenbach, recommending approval of the preliminary plan waiver request for the RCW Athletic Club, subject to staff and engineer comments. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 That was 5.
Thank
Very
you.
Yeah, this is interesting.
Okay. Shared ride operation facility, sketch plan, and again, a preliminary plan waiver.
Yes, hi, my name is Brandon Shirk with KCI. I'm here to represent SCTA. Also on the line or on the Zoom call, we have Keith Boatman with SCTA. He's the Director of Capital Projects and Planning. SCTA operates all the public transportation needs here within Lancaster and Berks counties. They provide fixed route buses, and then they also provide shared ride or paratransit vehicles. The shared ride vehicles are the smaller vehicles compared to the larger buses that you might see driving throughout Lancaster. Body on chassis, usually 17 to 24 feet long. SCTA is providing a lot of all the public transportation, so helps people get to work, helps people get to their doctor's appointments. And for a lot of folks here in the county, that's their only way to get around. SCTA has several facilities. Their primary facility is over on Eric Road, right off of Fruitville Pike. This proposed project would be for their shared ride vehicles only. The shared ride facility that we're proposing on Yellow Goose Road would provide maintenance, as well as some administrative support, some exterior storage of their transit vehicles, and then also fueling for 70 shared ride vehicles. Facility would be about 12,650 square feet, would have 5 pull-through maintenance bays, some office space, support spaces for the maintenance operations, then driver's amenities, as well as a training room there. The parcel that we have is a 12-acre parcel, used to be farmland. It's now zoned enterprise. The site would have parking for each of the employees, and then also some exterior parking for the transit vehicles. We'd also have some on-site gasoline fueling there as well. Primary access would be off of Yellow Goose Road. That's the one to the north there that you see in the dark gray. That would be our primary entrance for all employees, and then also for all the transit vehicles coming into the site. There's a second entrance there to the east on the plan. That would be the primary egress out of the site for the transit vehicles. And then they'd all turn left and go up towards the sheets that's up there. I guess it's a couple gas stations up there.
Excuse me,
Yep.
Brandon, I just want to clarify, where on Yellow Goose Road is this? Is there a bigger plan?
Across from the Kellogg's warehouse.
The new Kellogg's
Correct.
warehouse.
This is on the east side of State Road,
Yes,
and it's on the south side of Yellow Goose.
yes.
Yeah, 'cause
So,
we had a.
If you're
plan
driving, it
for that.
really drops off in elevation.
Yeah,
This is the Brookside warehouse enterprise project that you saw several times.
Yeah.
Okay. So we had looked at the other site that's not built yet. right?
Correct, with
So-
Oak Tree Development, yes.
yeah.
Mm. But you've got a lot of grade to go up to that road, don't you?
So there's one location right there that is at grade. Everything else is falling away pretty heavily.
But you got enough distance to,
Yes,
okay.
Yep.
Right near-
we've got a couple small little retaining walls to help with that, with the grading, trying to align with the future development, working with Oak Tree on their proposed development that they have as well. Because there'd be a shared access for both.
So in our prior discussions in this, we were talking about the access road right off the corner of that building, right? To the right?
Up above there,
Yeah,
that's
to the
right,
that's our
correct.
secondary access.
Yeah, but that's where our comments were that it needed to be connected there, right? To come down in.
So they're required to have 2 access points. The
Right.
one is the enterprise, the Brookside Enterprise access that's over here.
You can't
Yeah.
see it on the plan.
But that's one that goes up into the corner of the building,
Mm-hmm.
corner of the big building. Okay.
So they're bringing a driveway that's not lined up with the Kellogg's driveway, but it's probably about the place with the least amount of slope.
Right, there's currently a culvert, because everything like that aligns with the Kellogg driveway, there's a stormwater management piece that's in there.
Yeah.
And then there is a culvert, brings a pipe underneath right there. And so it appears that that was always identified, in the past as a potential access point onto this site.
Okay.
So does your property go down to the stream?
It does, yes.
It does, okay.
So then we do show, actually, I think we're just grading right now, so that we don't need any retaining walls, but we are staying, a couple 100 feet away from the creek there and from the floodplain.
Where's the proposed trail? Is that on their property or is that on the other
This
side?
is on the
South,
Closer to Harrisburg Pike.
okay,
South of the Enterprise and SCTA.
okay.
You can also see it, because it does come up then to Yellow Goose. You can see it's like a different hatch there, the gray hatch on like the bottom right corner there of the plan.
Okay. I just want to make sure that trail gets built. Because we want to eventually link up the whole way
Yes.
to Aher.
And that's been part
Away
of the
into-
agreement, as part of the agreement in purchasing the property, there'd be shared amenities, and that trail would be one of them.
Okay.
And so then it would be whether Oak Tree builds their building or whether SCTA is able to start theirs first, whichever one starts first. There's an agreement between both entities to make sure that that gets put in place.
Okay.
The shared costs.
Okay, sorry for the interruption.
Nope, that's okay.
Just thanks for the clarification.
That was what I wanted to kind of share. Brian Fincher is with me. He's a civil engineer. He can help on any technical questions that you may have.
So this will be one phase then? You're,
Correct.
What is the total number of parking spaces?
The total number of spaces, there's 80 exterior spaces for the transit vehicles. And then I believe it's 45. Am I right on that, Brian? It's around 40, 45 spaces for employees.
Okay. Are they all, is the entire lot impervious, or is there part of that that is the kind where it lets the water drain a little bit easier?
What we're showing here would all be impervious.
Okay.
and how big's the building?
12,650 plus or minus. Parking.
So again, clarify how this property gets used. Do private people come here to
No,
get
so this would
vehicles?
just be a maintenance facility. And so the primary parking space there kind of on the northeast corner would be employees. So employees are the drivers. The drivers would show up, they would park their vehicles, they go in, they've got iPads that help them tell it, because it's all shared ride. So shared ride would be if there's an elderly person needs to get to their doctor's appointment, they would schedule that with SCTA. SCTA then has a whole agenda of how those vehicles will go around. And so they will schedule that we'll be at your house or we'll be at this point to pick them up and take them to their place that they need to be, and also pick them up and bring them home. So it's like an on-demand shared ride service compared to a fixed route. The buses are the ones that will go from Park City Mall over, to Target and then back.
So that large parking lot is just for your vehicles,
Correct. That would just be
But
the
there's-
transit vehicles.
but there's twice as many of those as you have employees.
Correct, because it is, part of that is based on current staffing that they have. It's also based on not every vehicle is being used at all times. And there's also full-time, part-time drivers. So at any one time, we're not expecting more than that to be out on the road.
So how much lighting are you gonna have? I mean, you're gonna keep that parking lot lit.
It will all be fenced in, so it'll be a secure site. So there's, less parking, like there'd be no public entities coming to this. There's no tickets, there's nothing that people should be coming to this facility. So you don't have any public coming. There'd be some lighting just for security, but we're not looking to, it's not gonna be like a Walmart parking lot and overly bright.
When they built the property across Yellow Goose,
Mhm.
there was a lot of comments from the people at Harrisburg Pike.
Mhm.
Concerned about that. So we'd ask that whatever you do there, most of the lights face uphill.
Okay,
Up-
yep, agreed,
Up
understood.
towards Yellow Goose or towards
Yeah. Towards the Kellogg's
the
warehouse.
big warehouse. Yeah, let them look at the lights.
Yeah.
No, seriously, it'd be much better shielding if it's headed.
Yeah,
away from
especially
Harrisburg
because of how the grading would work. We would definitely,
Yeah.
we'd be using, zero fallout lights so that we're not, hurting anybody that might be around the area.
Yeah, it'll save you and us a lot of aggravation.
Agreed.
The people on the south side of Harrisburg Pike will
Yeah.
definitely let us know if it's.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think it'll be a good site for what you're using because you got easy access to a lot of main roads there.
You don't need big tractor trailers going in there.
Right, yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
I was really wondering what they're gonna fit in there.
Again, anything on Zoom? Stacy, any other questions from you on Zoom?
I think just so I can kind of picture this in my head a little bit more, are the shared ride vehicles primarily like Red Rose Access vans?
Yes, they'd be the Red Rose Transit vans.
Perfect. Okay.
Yeah, all the big fixed route buses are all done over at Eric Road.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Is there a transit stop anywhere near this location? Like if there,
That's something that I know SCTA has been discussing. Keith, would you know where your closest stop is?
Yeah, so our closest, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, good. Our closest fixed route stop is right there at the hospital, which is Route 8. It takes people right over to the hospital there. That would be our closest fixed route stop. With paratransit, it's on demand, so it's from house to a doctor's facility. So there's not really any fixed routes in regards to the paratransit vehicles that would be on this property.
yeah, I understand that. I was thinking more of employees that might be taking public transit to get to this location to pick up their vehicles.
Yeah, over at the hospital there at Penn State Health.
So is there a walkable, safe path for them to get there from the hospital?
No.
I don't think so.
Or will there be once the trail is built?
I don't want to get to the trail, though, Stacy. Can you put the other one?
Trail does connect to the.
Can you
to
put the,
hospital.
Trail,
Can you
yeah,
pull up the other-
max.
you still have it open or not?
So do you have employees that are using bus to get to work there?
I'd have to rely on Keith for that.
Yeah, we currently do not have any of our paratransit vehicle operators or maintenance people that use our fixed route service.
Okay, that's good to know. All right, thank you.
Okay. Any other questions from the commission here? Well, I'm sorry, from the audience.
I'm Bob Johnson, 1321 Stevens Street. I haven't moved since the last. So I'm on the Board of Supervisors, so I'm just trying to make my life easier in our next meeting by asking you today. Yeah, so Stacy just asked this, but you had said the vehicles are similar to the Red Rose Transit, but I don't really know what that is. I mean, those are the ones I see around that are like very big vans kind of thing.
Yeah.
Right. And then, like, do you charge people for these rides, or is this like like the county pays for this, or like, is this a business that's doing this to make, a economic concern trying to make money, or I just don't know like who's the background here.
Sure, I can help you with that. This is Keith. So it is a public transit service. There are about 17 different programs that our riders use. Some of them are free and some of them are very reduced fares, possibly maybe $1.80 or $2.70, that type of thing for them to take the trip. Most of the trips are subsidized either via ADA funding or MATP funding, which is medical assistance transportation. And the seniors typically, a lot of times they ride for free to their doctor's appointments or to the grocery store or wherever they need to go. But it's not a for profit.
Once this existed.
Just, yeah.
Okay, and then one more question. I think you had mentioned like an egress, but I can't really tell from the chart, like the vans, when they leave the property, are they going onto Yellow Goose or are they going onto Harrisburg Pike? Or State Road?
Yellow Goose, Yellow Goose.
Oh, okay, so that gray is the exit, entrance and exit.
To the left, up to the left and Bob, upper left, Yellow Goose up to the left.
It's off
to
the
get the
plan.
State Road. Because Yellow Goose continues.
Yeah. Okay.
Flip over,
Our entrance is right there. Let me see if I can get
Nate.
the,
just.
And
flip-
you never go
what's your
to the
platform?
Sylvan Road. The path is never
No.
Yellow Goose to Sylvan.
Not yet, not yet.
Okay.
this is pretty close to where the, other entrance is.
It's not gonna be appealing
Not
to
gonna
them
be
to go
appealing,
that
no.
way.
No, I think, what we had talked about, I think pretty much we're expecting all traffic would go left. I think unless there was an accident that would cause a different reason, but we're not looking to increase traffic on, smaller local roads.
That's the way I go. I mean, I generally go on Sylvan Road when I have to. Good. Thank you.
Mhm.
Okay, one more time. Any more questions or comments? Okay, if not, our only business this evening is to make a motion on the preliminary plan waiver.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion to recommend approval of the preliminary plan waiver request for the shared ride operations facility project, Township File 2516.01, subject to staff and engineering comments.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion by Mr. Spangler, seconded by Mrs. Byrne, that we recommend approval of the preliminary plan waiver request for the shared ride operations facility project, subject to staff and engineer comments. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
That would be unanimous as well. Okay, thank you. Good luck, gentlemen. When do you think you'll be back? Good. Okay, that's good. Get going before the weather gets bad again. For next winter. All right, thank you. All right, is there any old business come before the commission?
I had some conversations with some of the past supervisors recently and recognized that they were not always getting our comments from our meetings. They don't get our minutes until they're approved, and they've already seen the applicant in their meeting and taken action. So there was they mentioned to me that they saw comments later that they wish they would have known. So I appreciate Bob being here tonight, and if that's going to be a regular thing, he can communicate those. But I think we had some discussion earlier that staff's going to try to make sure our comments get to the supervisors, because
In general, if you've had anything, major to say about it, it had been communicated. There hasn't been a lot in the last,
yeah, I think their comments for me were maybe things that had happened
Yeah.
5-6 years ago, when we had a little bit more tension, that we didn't understand why they made some decisions and they weren't aware that we had made comments about things.
Okay, were there, did anybody have any questions or comments about Nate's January project update report that he attached? Rather light. I think it was rather light. I think there were only 2 items on there.
a couple things on there.
Yeah. Okay,
We're heading the right direction.
yeah. All right, is there any other public comment? Anybody on Zoom have any hands raised?
Nothing for me.
Okay. All right, hearing there's no other business, meeting is adjourned. 7:40.
Too bad, 3 plans.
Yeah.
Yeah, not too bad.
Well, stay warm and dry. Where to next?
Poconos.
No?
Supposed to
Poconos.
give us a dusting or?
Poconos.